fact, I'm a former prosecutor. It would have been really great if Donald Trump was courageous enough to do an interview, but he's not required to as a target of an investigation. He could simply clam up and not say anything if he wanted to. So there was no legal formal requirement.
Why did Bill Clinton why did Bill Clinton have to be taped for the American people about Monica? He had to go through that humiliation of being asked all about it on television, basically, for all of us to see. And this president skips town.
Bill Clinton could have asserted his Fifth Amendment rights. He did not have to do that. He chose to do it. I would have hoped Donald Trump would have chosen to testify the way that Bill Clinton did, but he didn't have to do it legally.
What's the next step? I mean, you've got the Congress decides on impeachment. The Speaker said it's off the table. Is it back on the table or still off the table? Where's impeachment? It's now March, late March. Is it something that's going to come up in the next couple months or not?
Right. So the mission of Special Counsel Mueller is fairly narrow, right? He's looking at whether he can get enough evidence to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that someone committed a federal crime. The committees in Congress have a much broader mission. We want to know, did Donald Trump, his family, or his associates commit any crime, whether or not it was related to Russia? Second, did they engage in any ethical misconduct, whether or not it rose to the level of a crime? And third, how do we keep this from happening again, and how do we explain this to American people? So our investigations are going to continue. Based on what we find, we'll have a conversation with American people and decide should we go forward or not with impeachment, but we don't have enough of a record to decide that question yet.
What's winning right now, the case for impeachment or the case against it? What's winning as of tonight?
I don't think we have enough facts to go forward with impeachment. We first of all, we need to see the entire report of Mueller as well.
I always want you on. Congressman Ted Lieu of California. I want to bring in now Congressman Roger Krishnamurti of Illinois. He sits on both the House Intelligence Committee and the Oversight Committee, led by, of course, Elijah Cummings. Let me ask you this, Congressman. You're smiling. I don't know why anybody's smiling tonight, but let me ask you this. My two questions tonight. If there's collusion on the part of the president, how come none of his people, his family, his henchmen, none of his associates, none of them have been indicted? And there's not going to be any more indictments.
Well, we don't know that there was collusion.